saw not the quiet reeds of Babylon, but the mark of sorrow. Ezekiel sat by the river Chebar, a dust of the exiled land covering his feet. Yet, in his mind's eye, he saw not the quiet reeds of Babylon, but the brazen, bustling temple in Jerusalem, the city he loved, and the city whose grievous sin kept them all captive. He wept, not for his own chains, but for the soul of his people. Suddenly, a voice like thunder from the eastern gate of the temple filled the vision. "Draw near, you executioners of the city, each with his weapon of destruction in his hand." Ezekiel's heart seized. He watched, terrified, as 6 imposing figures marched from the direction of the upper gate. 6 men, one from each direction of the compass, their faces stern and unyielding, each bearing a slaughter weapon, an axe, a club, a hammer. They stood waiting, ready to obey the command of the glory, hovering above the cherubim. But there was a 7th. He was cloaked in linen, and at his side hung not a weapon of iron, but a writer's inkhorn. This man was commanded, "Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark on the foreheads of the men who sigh and groan over all the abominations that are committed in it." The man of linen disappeared into the crowded lanes. Ezekiel could not follow, only watch as a spirit of grief settled over the city. Everywhere, people went about their daily lives, buying, selling, laughing, unaware that a divine census of sorrow was underway. Then the terrible command came to the 6. "Pass through the city after him and strike. Let your eye not pity nor spare. Utterly slay old and young, maidens and little children and women." A shiver ran through Ezekiel's spirit. But there was a boundary, a line drawn by mercy. "But do not come near any man on whom is the mark." The tav, a simple sign, was their shield. The sighing and groaning, the pain of a righteous heart, had become their protection. Then came the 2nd instruction, chilling and precise. "Begin at my sanctuary." The 6 men of destruction returned to the very temple courtyard, the place of supposed holiness, and struck first at the 70 elders, who burned incense to false gods in secret chambers. Judgment begins at the house of God. "Ah, Lord God!" Ezekiel cried out, falling upon his face, "Will you make a complete end of the remnant of Israel by pouring out your wrath on Jerusalem?" He could not bear the completeness of the destruction. His deepest loyalty was to the covenant, not the city stones. Soon after, the man of linen returned to the divine presence. "I have done as you commanded me." Ezekiel, still trembling, saw the terrifying completion of the vision. Justice had been served, but the mark of shared sorrow had saved a few. The story of their future would be written not in blood, but in the ink of righteous grief.